Year 3, happy Monday. Welcome back to another history lesson. I hope you've had a lovely morning and had a lovely weekend, completing lots of home learning and hopefully being able to have a little bit of a break if you can as well. Right, so as you know from the last lesson, we are looking at Romans, aren't we? And we're looking at our topic's called I Am Warrior, and it's obviously a history unit. I was so impressed with all your KW grids, with all the things that you already know, and then all the questions that you thought of that you want to know. So that's absolutely brilliant. What I'm going to do now is just share my screen as always, so you can see what I am seeing. Why are you not working? There we go. Okay, so let me move that away. Okay, so as you can see, our learning intention today is to understand what is meant by Roman Empire. So we know a little bit about the Romans, a little bit. We know they were potentially people, but what does that word empire mean? It's one of the things that we're going to be having a little look at as we move forward. So I'm having a look at my picture that is on my screen. I wonder, could you have a guess who those people are? What do you think they were called? Maybe pause the video here, write down your thoughts and have a bit of reflection time. Having a look at that picture. Who are these people? Why are they there? What are they doing? Absolutely. So after looking at this picture, I've sort of noticed that they look like Romans to me. And they don't just look like any Roman, they look like Roman soldiers. And I think what gives that away is obviously all the armour and the weaponry that they've got. So you can see here, they've all got shields coming down here. They've all got these armour plates on, haven't they? They've all got these helmets on. Noticeably though, this man here has got a different helmet on to everyone else. And we're going to have a look at that as the unit progresses, thinking about, well, why is he a little bit different to the others? So yeah, they were sort of the Roman army, the Roman Empire. Okay, so another 3 questions that I just want you to think about. We've already done kind of what we know about the Roman Empire. What do you think happened when the Romans invaded? Because in theory, that's what happened. So after the Iron Age had been, and all of that had happened, the Romans then invaded and started taking over some lands. Now, we already know from the Iron Age that people started to have some fights over land, didn't they? And we had invaders that kept coming in and taking other people's land. I wonder, could you name any key people from the Roman era? And it'd be really interesting to see if you know any people that you think, oh yeah, that person, he's a Roman or she's a Roman. So that's what we're going to learn about today. We're going to learn about kind of how the Romans invaded, and kind of where they started with where did they start, where was their kind of base, and then what other countries did they start to take over. So what I've done is on this slide I've put the timeline of the Romans. So over here in 753 BC, the building of Rome begins, and you can see there it's in Italy. So the Romans come from Rome, which is in Italy. Then Rome becomes republic and officials are elected. After that, Rome and Romans start to conquer territories outside Italy, and the power starts to spread. They start to take over lots of different places. Rome then conquers Greece and Spain as well. The Romans then conquered Britain in 43 AD. Coming down here to this one, we've got Boudica or Boudicca, and she starts to rebel against the Romans. And like I've said, we're going to have a little look at Boudicca as we move along. Then Rome is attacked by barbarians. Then 20 Roman emperors are assassinated sort of between these times. After that, Roman rule in Britain comes to an end in 410 AD, and then Vandals destroy Rome and the Roman Empire. So a little bit of brief outline of key events that happened during the Roman Empire. So first thing we're going to do, I've got a world map up on my screen now, And looking at the map, we've already spoken about certain countries that were taken over by Romans and where it all started. So I wonder if we could identify first where we are. So looking on this map, where are we? Are we in Asia? Are we in North America? What continent do we live in? Have a little pause here. Have a little look. See if you can think what continent we live in. And don't forget to write everything down that you're going through now. It'd be great to see all your sort of different ideas as we go through the lesson as well. So of course, we are in the yellow one here. We are in Europe. And we, as you should know, we're on a little island. This is the United Kingdom over here. Hopefully you can see it. Let me see if I can circle it so you can see it a bit better. This is us. We are here. Okay, so if we're there and we just learned that Rome is in Italy, anybody remember what the key fact is and how to remember where Italy is in a map? It always helped me when I was younger. How do we know where Italy is? As it sort of looks like something. It looks like something you might put on your foot. Well done if you said it almost looks like a boot. It does. And if you look, Italy is just here. Look, it's just sort of under us here, still in Europe, and it is there. So this is where the Rome is, and that's where the Romans began and where they sort of originated from, where they started. Okay, so we've located the UK on the map. We can tick that off, and we've located Italy on the map. So the building of Rome begins, and obviously it begins in Italy, doesn't it? So that's where the Romans all started. That's where they kind of all began. After that, they sort of start to branch out. You can kind of see them kind of taking over a little bit more land, can't you? And branching out a little bit, and they start to conquer territories outside of Italy, and they start to get sort of a bigger army, don't they? They start to get more power because they're starting to take over lots of different land. And again, so if we know that Italy, as always, is here, with Rome being there, you can see it started to take over all these different places, okay? And it took over Greece, what is now sort of Greece and Spain. Then Romans came to Britain. You can see on this map how they kind of started, because Italy started here and it started to get power in all of these places here, started to take over Rome and Spain over here, and then eventually would have crossed the sea and taken over Britain. I wonder if you can have maybe a think about why they chose to take over Britain and maybe didn't try and invade sort of, I don't know, Africa or maybe Syria down here. Why do you think? Maybe it's because we're sort of a bit of an island, so we couldn't have anywhere to kind of retreat to, could we? If they were invading, you were kind of stuck on that island. Maybe it's because we were smaller. Maybe it's because back in those days, Britain, maybe the Iron Age people and the Celts didn't have as advanced weaponry. Who knows? Maybe have a little bit of a think. It's a question to ask yourself. Why did they suddenly go to Britain instead of going somewhere else? Okay, so your challenge today, and I'm going to model one in a moment, is to make your own timeline of the events in order. You could maybe draw a picture or write a caption. If you think that's going to be a bit tricky, you could just draw a picture for the different things. Challenge X, maybe you've got a bit of a thinking question here, a bit of a PPC question. What do you think life was like as a Roman? What may have been different about their lives to ours? So what I'm going to try and do now is share, hopefully, get my visualizer down, hopefully share my sheet, and we'll have a little go at completing one of these together. Oh, lovely, there we go. So I've got here a bit of a sheet. Now I know you can't overly see it. Oops, where am I going? There we go. Can't overly see it very well, but we will do our best as we go. Is that working? Oh, that's probably the best we're going to get, guys, and I'll move it up and down as we move through it. So There we go. I get my pen. So the first thing I've got over here is 753 AD. Now, I've managed to print the pictures off, but you may want to go back to the other slide to help you with this, to help you kind of see what bits was that. So 755 BC, or let me have a look. Oh, the building of Rome begins. So I will write on here, the building of Rome and you may want to draw in a pencil. I've got one here. You may wish to draw in this one, maybe Italy on the map. Now I'm kind of going to do this very freehand. And it comes down, doesn't it? That's a bit bigger. Oh, run out of room. Like that. Bit like that. Not an artist, so apologies for this, but you may wish to draw kind of something like that. And moving on to the next thing, so down here is my next arrow, so I'm looking for 510 BC, and what you may want to do is have a look at the dates that I've put across my timeline here, to help you create your own. So 510 BC, of course, is when Rome becomes a republic. Oopsie. And officials are elected. Okay, so again, officials are elected. And again, I might get my thing and I might draw. My little person had like a little ballot box, didn't they? Because they were voting to decide who was going to run Rome, and then you might have a very six-fingered hand there that you can't see. Excellent, there you go. So yeah, you might go through and add in all the different boxes and see how it might look. You don't have to draw the pictures. You may wish to just do the writing. However you want to do it, you might want to do it in a list. You don't have to draw kind of a timeline, but just kind of ordering these key events. And if you go back on the YouTube, if you go back a little bit in time, there was a slide that I had that had these up to help you. So you can use those. Yeah, I can't wait to see good luck, what you come up with, and good luck. And if you think of any other things you think that's a really significant part, if you already know something, maybe add that in as well. It'll be great to see. And it would also be great to see all your different challenge X and see what you think life was like as a Roman and how it compares. So that is all for me for now. And I will speak to you soon. Bye.